up on. Let's just begin.
We're live.
Yes, we are.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the Master Toons
like
Podcast.
2 people watching.
Hello.
So on today's show, we have myself, the host, Jack Hayward. Hello again. And we have Sylvia, Shalana,
Hi.
David, Proto,
Hello.
Carson, who's actually hosting it, but not doing that, and George.
Hello.
So on today's show, we've got it absolutely packed. We're going to be talking about the Minions trailer. We're
Yay.
going to be talking about the Daredevil trailer. We're going to be talking about a trailer park. Not really. A few other bits of news. We'll see maybe something about Legend of Zelda or whatever. George will be talking about SpongeBob, fish out of water, since he's just seen that.
Sponge out of
Sponge out of water.
Because he's a sponge. Wait, isn't it? Oh, it is called Sponge Out of Water.
No, really.
You seriously thought it was called Sponge out of water?
What's it called?
Professional value.
SpongeBob movie.
Folks.
Sponge Out of Water.
It's called the SpongeBob movie Sponge Out of Water. Yeah.
That's the shittest pun I've heard in a while.
Clearly you haven't seen
Well, it's not even just
fucking...
actually. It should be like sea creatures out of water. Although
Yeah.
that squirrel thing's not a sea creature. Unless you mean a beaver, which is similar to a squirrel. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there is one key difference between beavers and squirrels, and I think it's important, but we'll discuss that in the segment.
Women have beavers. That's important.
Well,
I think.
it's the fact I can guarantee everyone here has at least once in their life eaten beaver tank.
God damn.
I eat a lot of beaver.
Okay, we're live and we're talking about beaver food, really?
That's one of the many
Fuck me.
interesting topics we'll be talking about tonight.
Alright, shall we talk about Minions? Let's get this shit on the toilet seat. So, Minions. Minions is the spin-off, sequel, prequel, whatever, of Despicable Me and its sequel. Being produced by Illumination Entertainment for University Films. So far, all they've pretty much done is Despicable Me.
They also did a Hop and the CGI hybrid movie Hop, and they did an adaptation of the Lorax back in 2012.
Both of which were appalling, from what I heard.
And I think Courtney here's a cool, I'm not sure.
So yeah, the trailer came out. We got to hear what it looks like and what it sounds like. So Sandra Bullock, I didn't actually know she'd be like the proper main character in this. A Scarlet Overkill, an ambitious villain. So the plot, if you're not familiar, is it turns out that Gru didn't invent minions, which would have made a lot more sense. Minions are creatures that have existed since the dawn of time and apparently seem to be immortal, at least like elves in their lifespan. And after destroying all their masters, including a T-Rex, Genghis Khan, Napoleon, and Dracula, they decide to isolate themselves from the world and start a new life in Antarctica. And in the late 60s, they decide to get a new master, and they go to a villain Comic-Con thing, and they start working for Scarlet Overkill for some reason or another. And then they end up in London to confront the threat of the existence of women. It's shit. I watched the trailer, it's shit. Not only
I don't like the Minions.
No, I don't like the Minions. They're so fucking overplayed. They're not that funny. They're not that original.
Oh, Max the Minions!
They are annoying.
And
They are
on top of
literally
that-
the worst part of those movies!
And on top of that,
Undeniably.
the audio is really bad in the trailer. I don't know if you've been like, because obviously I do music technology, so I kind of got more of an ear for this than you lower life forms. But if you listen to it, it's really compressed, and it really does sound like they're in a booth, which is you shouldn't aim for that. Like if you listen to the Pixar films, it doesn't tend to sound like that, and just characters kind of talking, but it does. And there's one point about the second half of the trailer where Sandra Bullock's talking, and she says power, right? And you can really hear it's called a plosive. So if I go to the microphone like power, you can really hear that P, right? And
Yeah.
because of our compression words, it becomes louder, and then you can hear like the air and stuff with it. And she does it like a second time, a little bit later. That's so unprofessional. Like that's something that I could do in the studio, and I'm not like a professional or anything. You know, I could record that same quality with this microphone and make those same mistakes. It's not really for like a multi-million-dollar company, you know. I can't explain it. What do you guys think?
Allow me to
I'm
go
always.
first.
Yeah, okay.
First you, Sylvia. The ladies first.
Okay,
Sylvia,
thank you. I've always found the minions really annoying, so I don't really find interest in this movie. And the animation doesn't look all that great, or it just looks the same as any other Illumination
It looks shiny.
movie. No, it just looks like what's the company's name? Illumination? I forget.
Illumination.
Yeah, Illumination. It just looks the same over and over again. Plus,
Yeah.
I really find those things annoying.
Yeah, I mean the minions aren't that interesting to look at anyway. They're just like yellow things with jumpsuits.
Yeah.
They just keep going potato, banana.
Uh,
Yeah. So Proto, you want to say something about that?
I had my backbone in the first trailer, but this only proved my fears true. Not only do they are taking the penguins route, but also they do not have any fucking idea what to do with these guys. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna come out and say that the minions are not the heart of the Despicable Me franchise. Gru and the girls are. The minions maybe might be the reason of 2 or 3 funny gags, but they're not the heart of it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Illumination. That is strike one. This trailer is strike two. If the movie sucks, it's strike three, and I'm done with those fuckers.
What do you mean strike 3? Like that's the only factor. The movie sucks. That's it.
Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm just waiting for something to grab on.
So an element with the movie, which I have a big problem with, as I said earlier, like it turns out the minions have already existed. Which are they going to be like space aliens or something? I think it's kind of dumb because when I watched the first movie, as most people had the same idea, it was just like Gru made them.
Yeah.
Grued them.
Yeah.
So David, what do you think this new origin story for them? Is it better what they had before?
It makes no sense.
It does. It makes no sense. And to be honest, the existence of this movie doesn't make any sense. We're talking about the characters who fucking brought the entirety of the 2 movies that we're in crashing to a halt every time they were on screen. They're not funny. They're not charming. They're not witty or clever. They're just pointless. I mean, a movie about them is basically waving shiny keys in front of little babies and idiots who actually buy into the whole thing. I mean, when it comes down to it, the origin doesn't matter because all this is going to be, it's just another piece of marketing trash put out there so the studio doesn't go bankrupt.
But think of the toys.
Come on.
Think of the toys.
Screw the toys! Those toys. Look, I've got a minion toy here. I bought a Kinder Egg one. Fuck the minions.
Thank you.
Bravo.
So let's go the rank though. I did think Sandra Bullock sounds quite good here. What do you guys think?
I think she could be pretty good with her role, and I think she sounds like she's at least enjoying being a villain, even though it's like, if you look at her past career, she's been mostly in dramas and shit like that. And I feel like this is kind of like her just finally getting out and blossoming. Yeah, and one of the most overrated average films I've seen in years. Controversial. Bombshell. Anyway, but I think she could be pretty good. It just depends on what exactly the route they're going with her. Are they gonna make her like Gru, or are they gonna make her a completely different character, or is she gonna be set up to be connected to Gru? What is this point? okay, so what's the point? What is this going to do? Can you please give us some information instead of focusing on these fucking Simpsons penises? Please, just give us some semblance of a plot.
She's going to be Gru's mum. I bet you that's it. She's Gru's mum.
That would be stupid.
That would not only be stupid, but I think that might be end up being the stupidest plot twist I have heard since I've heard and seen since. Actually, this movie of the week we're going to be talking about. That's how bad that twist would be.
Well, it just makes sense. I mean, like, obviously that they did do flashbacks in the first movie, so like she was all like, his mum was always short, but it has the same hair kind of thing.
I don't know.
I think that'll be a good twist. That like maybe she learns to be more benevolent. Yeah. And then like kind of Gru has to go on that same journey. So maybe she gives the minions.
That actually would make some sense.
But I mean, like the minions don't have like a moral compass at all. They just do what they're fucking told.
Yeah.
Like
the minions do what they're fucking told because they're an audience surrogate. Fucking here, audience, here. Where's the minions? Look, I've actually made one of the minions now. I don't know which one it is. Fuck knows. We've all got the same fucking names. But the audience, do what you're told. Buy our minion toys. Buy a big minion beanbag chair. Big minions.
I think like off screen, like if like Gru was building like a nuke to like bomb like New York or something, and then like he had like he put like the minions in like an Enola Gay kind of like plane to fly over, and then they'll be making jokes and stuff. Then they push the button and they. I could have. Because he is a bad guy. He must have killed people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what though? I hope we never get a scene like that in the movies, because when it comes down to it, they'll just take the piss out of Doctor Strangelove, and it will make me so fucking angry. You know it'll happen.
No fighting in the
They'll
water.
drop the bomb, and it'll be a minion with a cowboy hat riding it down, and it'll land on New Jersey, and that'll be how the New Jersey will turn orange.
Oh my god! Wow.
Okay, so last thing on this. Who is going to see it in the cinema? Who's going to torrent it? And who's not going to bother watching it until it's a movie of the week?
I might not bother.
To be honest, I might check it out for curiosity's sake. It just depends on what the release weekend is going to be like, because I think it's coming out in like late July, like the other movies were. But I'm just depending on like what is out and what I want to check out and what I'm interested in. I mean, I think the movie looks okay. I don't think it looks like phenomenal or anything, but I feel like it could be a decent enough time, much like I'm trying to think of an argument. Like I'm just expecting something okay, nothing like a Lego movie or a Book of Life or Bob Strolls like that. I'm just expecting like just something stupid that I can just kill like a couple brain cells and spare change on.
I'm just gonna wait until we see the movie of the week, because if I'm gonna see this interested, at least I want to rift it apart with you guys. That's how much this trailer killed my interest.
Mate, I'm a student. I can't afford spare change. My money has to either go on beer or food.
Just go watch. Yeah, just go watch Kingsman.
Watching.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to check out. Kingsman.
David?
I'm going to end up having to watch this movie again and again, fucking again, because my fucking 5-year-old nephew loves the fucking minions.
Calm down.
I will not be impressed by or escape. Fucking minions. 24/7. Wasn't enough with that fucking song they used to advertise Despicable Me 2. Oh no, the 10-hour loops of that weren't enough. Oh no, that DVD is gonna be on fucking forever.
I tell you what, I've seen the first and second Despicable Me so many times because like my mum will watch them and be like, "Oh, it's really funny and really cute," and then like my mum's friend will come round and she'll be like, "I like Minions as well, it's good," and then like my mum's friend's daughter will come round. It's like, "Oh well, we've only got this on DVD. Let's stick it on again." So I've seen it like 4 fucking times in a very short amount of like a space of time. It's just like, just stop. There's other movies you can watch. Look, we got Toy Story down there. All 3 of them. Something else. All right.
At least humanity is 5.
At least you're not my parents who have to watch my 5-year-old brother watch SpongeBob 24/7 most of the time.
Give that kid a hobby, for fuck's sake.
Tell me about it. The guy. Wait. Especially when we're with a family of 4. Yeah, 6, actually.
Yeah. Alright, so go on then, Carson.
I didn't like the first movie at all, and I didn't like. I didn't see the second movie because I didn't like the first one, and I'm definitely not gonna see Minions because like I don't care. But I would disagree in that I think the Minions are the best part of Despicable Me. But like, it all sucks so much that like I don't care either way.
Wow.
3, 2, 1, David.
You're entitled to your opinion. You're entirely wrong, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Well, like, I think the Minions suck as much as you guys do. I just think the movie overall sucks more.
I think it's a good, light-hearted movie. Like, it doesn't challenge you or anything, but if you just want to watch like a light-hearted kiddie film and you might have some children around, purely innocent reasons you have children around, then shove it in the fucking DVD player or whatever and put it on.
I guess that won't be the only thing they'll be shoving in at night.
My problem with the movie is that like all of the characters just like annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like I do not like one character in that whole movie. And like they did like the whole like bad guy is the good guy thing the same year that like Megamind came out, and I loved Megamind, so I was just like, wow, this is like a shittier version of Megamind, and everyone fucking loved it, and I was like, this is like everyone at my high school is fucking obsessed with Minions. I'm like, you're 17 fucking years old.
I completely fucking agree. Trust
me, you don't know my classmate. Trust me. If you saw at least 1 minute of them, you would fucking kill yourself. I'm serious. I'm talking. They want to see 50 Shades of Grey type of shit. That's how bad my classmates are.
People are fucking dumb.
Yep.
Have a go at me for like watching an Adventure Time or something, and then it's like, oh, Minions.
So hey, anyone interested in what a Minion gangbang looks like?
No. Not at all.
Click on his picture.
Oh my god.
Fucking Kinder eggs.
Wow, that sure sounds horrifying.
Right, well, we've got to move. Come on, guys, we've got to move on.
Let's move the fuck on.
Talking about fucking Minions or.
So, but before moving on, raise your hand if you are going to see Kingsman over this fucking piece of shit.
I'm not saving either of them.
Not I.
I told you, I'm a student. I can't afford to go to the cinema unless it's like a really special film, like Interstellar or something.
I'm just
really
fucking busy.
You should really, guys, try. Kingsman, it's looking pretty fucking good. Alright, moving on.
It looks shit, but I've heard good things about it. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
The director also did Kick-Ass, which is one of my favorite films. So I don't know.
And X-Men First Class, which it looks exactly like.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Same vibe. Yeah. Alright, cool. So, moving on then. So we dared to insult minions, and now we're going to be talking about Daredevil. Daredevil is an upcoming TV series exclusively being developed for Netflix, so it'll be on Netflix, about the character called Daredevil, who, if you don't know, is a blind guy called Matt Murdock, who's a lawyer by day, and he fights crime at night, and he's blind, and he uses his blindness to fight crime and be a lawyer. So the guy playing Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, is called Charlie Cox, who is best known for a supporting role in Boardwalk Empire, which I heard good things about. He was also in Stardust, which is a piece of shit film.
Still better than the book.
I haven't read the book, but I hated the movie, so...
Don't do it.
Yeah. Interesting, another superhero came out, Stardust, Henry Cavill, who's now playing Superman. And Michelle
Who was in Stardust?
Michelle Pfeiffer, who was also Catwoman.
Whoa.
And Mark Strong, who was in a Kick-Ass, another superhero thing.
And Sinestro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Sinestro, yeah.
Oh,
We don't talk
interesting.
about that.
Oh, the things you learn on the internet. So the trailer has just come out. It looks pretty gritty, but is it going to be worth watching? Who wants to start us off?
Aye.
Go on, I'm just gonna get some water, but we'll go Proto.
All right.
When Proto's done, we'll go George. Okay.
All right.
Proto, off you go, mate.
I'll be honest. I thought it looked pretty fucking good. I'm serious. If the trailer really it shown that the series is going to stick to the comics written by Frank Miller, who were really not for kids. We're talking about Punisher type of stories where not only things get dark and gritty, but also it kinda interesting because not only it shows that they are gonna stick to that tone, but also I'm going to see that the first episode on that day of premiere. That's how much it got my attention, that trailer. Now you, George.
Okay, first off, I know jack shit about Daredevil. I have never heard of him. I've only seen, like, I only watched like the first 5 minutes or so of the first movie with Ben Affleck on like a site at one time because I've heard mixed things about it, but I figured I'd check it out. But from this trailer alone, and with it being, is it still tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or is it like its own thing?
Yeah.
I forget.
Yeah.
Still tied to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but on a more grounded level.
Okay, so with it being tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and as well being with being along with Netflix, and them supposedly releasing every single episode like they do on the day of release, much like they did with their other original series, I'm gonna be honest. This trailer has really sold me on the product. Like, if the actual show lives up to this trailer, I am dead serious when I say I think this could be like one of Netflix's best shows. Like, I haven't seen enough of Netflix's original series, or whatever the plural for series is, but I feel like this could turn out being really good, especially since since they've pretty much got I'm trying to figure out what I said about it a couple months ago. Since Netflix is basically they release all the episodes in one day, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So that technically means like they film like all the episodes and basically film like one gigantic film and just kind of chop it up into single like 20-minute sized pieces, but with added in so like it transitions well into each one. So I think this could turn out really well if they do that route. And with it tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm really interested in seeing like how that will actually turn out. Like, this is like going to be like a setup for Daredevil to be in like a new one of the new Marvel movies coming out, or is this like going to be tying into the upcoming Infinity War or something like, or Civil War or something like that?
I've been excited for Daredevil since I kind of heard about it, I guess. And I watched the trailer, and it looked pretty good, but I don't know. It looks a little amateurish to me. It looks kind of like Arrow.
Yeah.
In like it has like a lower budget and that kind of stuff. And it just doesn't kind of like match up to like the look of other Netflix original series like House of Cards. Like it looks fucking good. Like the cinematography is like crisp and shit. In this, it looks like it looks kind of like a fan film, which is fine for me as long as like the story's good and all that. But like I kind of wish they had put a little more into it. I guess, especially knowing that it is like tied into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like they could, kind of visually tie it in a bit more. But overall, what I saw, like the kind of like the story points that they like showed, I enjoy, and I think it can. There's like a lot of potential for it to be really good. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just a trailer, but I mean, for me, it just looks a bit like cliche. It's like I'm only one man, and I have this struggle, and I have to save the city, blah blah blah.
That's kind of what I got from it. It's basically Marvel's Batman.
Yeah. Like Batman's just infinitely cooler than anything.
You have no idea.
But like, I don't know. The thing is like, I agree with Proto in that it like the Punisher movie with Thomas Jane, kind of like, the one man's crusade on war or whatever, or crusade on crime, and like at the street level, and he's just like going out and like beating the shit out of people, which like I'm all for. But yeah, I think I don't know, it looks like it might not be the greatest thing, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah. It's something interesting, just like mentioning DC. It's kind of Marvel related. The cartoon of the Avengers Assemble, right? They've been doing this thing lately where, like, they have like an enemy villain team. And it's just basically a parody of the Justice League. So they have a character called Hyperion, which is basically Superman. They have a character called Nighthawk. Is it Nighthawk? Yeah. It's a parody of Batman. And it's got a speedster, I can't remember his fucking name. But like they always get the shit beaten out of them, and I just think it's kind of like, this is so bullshit. Like you just have these parodies there to make Marvel look better. Like, oh, Marvel could beat the crap out of them. And it's just so ironic because the Justice League cartoon series is so much better than the shitty Avengers Assemble one. It kind of backfires because it just reminds you of a so much better cartoon. I just bring it up because like if they're gonna try and do their own Batman for Daredevil, it's just, like they're probably not gonna be able to make it as good, and you're just gonna be thinking the whole time, wow, I wish I could be watching Batman. So I'm just saying, like, don't get too big for your fucking boots.
I feel like that was kind of like the same thing with Arrow. Like they tried to make the Green Arrow into Batman, and like he's all like broody and shit.
Yeah,
and like the whole
really
time,
tiresome.
yeah, the whole time I'm just like, you're not Batman. Like,
yeah.
And like, I don't know. I guess Daredevil kind of lends itself to that because like both Daredevil and Batman have been written by Frank Miller and like that shit. But I don't know. I personally really liked the Ben Affleck movie, especially the director's cut. But I don't know.
Seen it. I've heard bad things about it, but
It's like, I don't know. There are really horrible parts in it. Like A lot of the fighting is kind of stupid. Like the wire work is really shitty, and like
Yeah.
just like the filmmaking in general is kind of shitty. But like I like the story and the characters and shit, and like Bullseye is cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, just another thing. Like, have you seen The Flash? The Flash is really good.
Yeah, like I really like the Flash, and I think it's because it's more lighthearted.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take itself too seriously. Like all the rogues are really like cheesy and stupid, but like
Yeah.
it's still kind of fun.
Yeah. I also think like it's more fun to watch as well, like him using his powers and the special effects. Like they're not like amazing, but they're
Right.
good enough for you not to be thinking this is a TV show.
Hmm.
While Arrow, when you're watching, it's like, yeah, this is like a TV show rather than a movie, and the stunts look pretty rubbish. Although, Stephen Arnold, is that what you say?
Amell.
Amell? I don't know. The guy that plays Arrow, like.
Stephen Amell.
I watched some of his videos on YouTube, like how like he trains and stuff, and it's absolutely amazing. Like a lot of the stunts he does himself, and he's actually that ripped and can do a lot of this shit. Like there's a thing where like, they move like a bar up, and he like jumps.
Yeah.
Up, and, like, you couldn't do that in real life, and he does it. He does it in fucking real life. Like wow.
Right.
Sorry, it's completely not that relevant, but it's
Yeah, it's crazy. But like, I agree. I think like the production value is a lot better in the Flash. Because like even though he only uses his powers like every now and then in the show, like when he does use it, it looks good, and like the
It's
other
exciting.
stuff doesn't look like TV showy.
Yeah.
Like Arrow looks so TV showy and like so many things. Like just the sets are like you made that specifically for this TV show. It doesn't exist in like the world, and I'm afraid that's what's gonna happen.
I tell you what, they
Daredevil.
weren't as bad as the sets on fucking Scooby-Doo, which we'll come to later. The sets on that were fucking dreadful. That
Yeah.
movie cost $80 million. Oh, we'll get into that later. So that's kind of, I think, like kind of like the Flash or kind of Batman. Like depends which way they go, but that's kind of like the standard that it's actually aiming, that's like, aspiring to at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see how good it is. Yeah. Anybody else wanna weigh in?
You and Carson pretty much hit up on all of the points I had with the trailer, so.
Took the words right out of your snap.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're done with Daredevil. What would you want to do next? We got like a bunch of news you can pick from. Anyone that does anyone really want to talk about something? Don't all come at once.
Don't make me get the Minion gangbang out again.
Has anyone got like any rage about something else?
Uh,
I mean, there's some bits that we could like talk about very quickly. Micro news.
I don't think there's really all that much, is there, Micro
Alright, well,
News? There's a lot
let's
of
just-
hearsay and rumour, but
Let's just do like a kind of a micro, like kind of one line each through some of this news. So Netflix are doing a Legend of Zelda live action series. All I can think of with that is, "Excuse me, princess." Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck me, that was a travesty. So if it could do better than that, it also says it wants to be like Game of Thrones for kids.
Interesting.
the interesting thing with that is, how are they going to do it with a protagonist who can only speak on, yeah!
They'll probably get like James Arnold Taylor to voice him, and he'll be like, "Whoa, we gotta do this, guys! Come on!" kind of voice.
Do we know if it's gonna be live action or animated?
That
or what?
is a great.
yeah, they confirmed it.
It's live action. Oh yeah, it's live action. That's fucking shit.
Yeah, they confirmed it. Yep. Especially when we take into account a couple of years ago, Imaji, the animation company who brought us TMNT 2007 and the Astro Boy movie, pitched to Nintendo an animated movie of The Legend of Zelda using their animation style.
all that reminds me of is that shitty Sonic fan film that was on YouTube. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Huh?
You know what? I
Look
used
it
to be
up,
a
it's
Sonic
awful.
fan. I used to be a Sonic fan. Then I met other Sonic fans online. Have you guys ever played a game where you put your name into Google image search followed by a hedgehog?
Yeah,
Let me try.
So
I'm never
gross. I don't know. I think it could be cool if they, put some money into it, and we have like a fantasy show, and Link goes on adventures or whatever, or he's on like a quest to do something specific. I don't know. You could get like a thing if you've ever seen that.
I've never liked
I don't know.
The Legend of Zelda.
I can't see it being anything special though.
I'll tell you, I played Ocarina of Time on the 3DS, and for one, it's one of the most overrated games I've ever fucking played.
Thank you!
Like,
There's only one game I'd say more overrated than that. Final Fantasy VII.
I haven't played that one yet. But like, for its time, I think it'd be a really good game. But it's still, even for its time, it still had like really big flaws, which Egoraptor addresses perfectly in his sequelitis video. But the character himself, like Link, in most his incarnations, he's just like a random kid that gets given like a sword and stuff, and then somehow he can fight these monsters with no training. And I know it's like a kid's game and stuff, but people bum the shit out of it so much. It's like, well, hang on, man, look at it critically. Like, at least with Final Fantasy VII, like Cloud, he's a soldier. She's trained as a soldier. It's understandable why he can do these things. Mario, he doesn't have to do loads of combat. He just like kind of jumps on people and spins around. But, like Link, he's like a fucking kid, and they give him a sword and a shield. It's like, okay, now save the world just because this prophecy says you're a hero, and for some reason you look exactly the same in every game, even though it's like a different time or whatever. And it makes no sense, and you're always fighting Ganondorf, and the plot is so boring. So
I know,
I hope they don't do
that.
I'm trying to say.
With this TV series, if it doesn't open with a kid getting sucked into his TV, I'm going to be disappointed. Also, Magic Brew Fairy came. If that's everything on Zelda, we've got Constantine isn't getting renewed.
Before we do that, I want to show you guys something. I did that George the Hedge. I did that type in your name and put up hedgehog thing. This is what I got. Give me a second. Alright, give me a minute. Get a load of this. Seeing this, like that thing in the corner. Seriously, what the hell is that? I seriously have no idea what that is.
Judge me.
Wait, Vay.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, Constantine has been cancelled. I haven't watched it. I'm kind of thinking about watching it. George, you like Constantine? Is it Constantine?
So do I.
Constantine?
Constantine.
Constantine.
Yeah,
Why is it a shame that it's got cancelled, George?
Okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I've only seen the first 6 episodes, but I would be watching the rest of the show. But the problem is, my Hulu.
Well, that's why they canceled it, because you weren't watching it.
Because I don't.
Yeah, George. There's only one viewer now, and that's me.
Because 1, I don't have cable. 2, my Hulu subscription is down due to some details with my family's credit card. And I don't know any other access to watching TV around that kind of same time period. But even then, I watched the first 6 episodes. I thought were really, really damn good in terms of comic book TV shows. I mean, I haven't seen that many of the comic book the TV shows that we have, like Gotham, Arrow, The Flash, and the other ones. But for what it was, like, it was the only one that actually interested me the most because I feel like it was like I said a couple months ago, it was like Hellboy meets Blade in that regard. Kind of like the Keanu Reeves movie, but a lot less mediocre kind of thing. You know, I hate to admit it, but I actually kind of enjoyed that movie to a certain extent. I mean, it's flawed beyond belief, but
Oh, yeah.
Anyway. But the show itself, I thought had a lot of potential, but like a lot of people have said who are fans of it, it should be in the hands of a TV company that isn't run by chimps with Down syndrome. Like that. There's this rumor going around. That it will be moving to sci-fi under the name of changing name to Hellblazer, and I actually think that's actually a pretty good idea as long as they like keep the original concept of the show and keep the actors and stuff like that. I feel like that could be. I don't know. I feel like.
Why don't you call it Constantine Hellblazer?
Huh.
Not sure.
Well, I mean,
because it's
the comic
America
book
and-
was called Hellblazer, so like that's where they're getting it from. But,
It's also because America, you can't put hell in the title of a TV show.
I mean, like
People
they
will
got
get
Man of
affected.
Steel. They got the movie Man of Steel.
right.
Like, when we went to do Man of Steel 2, they wouldn't just call it like Superman, and be like, oh, that's a sequel. It's like, well, why'd you change the name so much then? You know, you'd call it like Man of Steel fights Lex Luthor or something. I don't know.
That's a terrible
It's like a
title.
bit more inspired than that. But... yeah.
Okay.
That's what it says on the tin. Yeah.
You heard it here first. Man of Steel 2, Superman fights Lex Luthor.
I thought when the cast was Mike
No.
Zuckerberg.
Yes, I was about to say that. It should be called Man of Steel. Superman fights Mark Zuckerberg.
That's a modern day equivalent.
So would anyone else like to weigh in on Constantine before we move on?
I heard that it was pretty good. I haven't watched it. I wish I had, because now I feel bad that it got canceled. It's all my fault.
It's annoying when like stuff that's quite good gets cancelled and then other shit goes on for it. Ages.
But like the thing is, I didn't even know
R.I.P.
it was on. I thought that like it hadn't premiered yet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't have enough like promotion, I think.
Yeah.
Like Arrow,
No,
I hear so much stuff about like Arrow on like Twitter and stuff. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
this tonight on Arrow, he shoots an arrow.
Yeah, Constantine had virtually no promotion, and I think that's down to, as George said, the studio mishandling it a lot, and people not really being sure where to watch it for.
Gee, doesn't that sound familiar?
As far as I know, in the UK, you can only watch it through official channels, Amazon Prime.
Yeah, money.
Which, of course, not everyone has. It's not useful to everyone. But I've been keeping up to date with it, and it does. It starts off slow and a bit, it feels a bit supernatural light. But by about episode 4 or 5, it finds its feet, and it's a good, solid show with an absolute bastard of a protagonist, and that's what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, like, television's kind of interesting compared to UK and Britain, because in America, there's population's like 200 million, 250 million, something like that, yeah? And a lot of people do have like those extra TV channels and stuff. Well, in the UK, it's not so much. Like, there's obviously less people, and there are less people that like kind of pay for TV. Like most people I know just have like Freeview, which is just the standard channels, but you can't watch Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or anything like that on it. So when these TV channels, the main ones like BBC, Channel 4 and stuff, when they make shows, they kind of have to try and make it quality and relatable rather than just kind of like
Throw in stuff and see what sticks.
Yeah, just trying to get like mass appeal. I mean, on the one hand, it's like kind of more I think there are more quality shows coming out from like the BBC and stuff, especially the BBC
Well, of
because
course,
like
it's the BBC.
like they don't really have to worry too much about ratings or stuff. They just try and have to worry about quality shows because the way it's funded is through the taxpayer.
Yeah.
So we don't kind of get those kind of like junk food shows so much. I mean, like obviously there are exceptions like Big Brother and stuff. And
Speaking, just want to jump in on junk food shows a second, because there's an interesting fact. I work in a bar, and our bouncer at weekend is also the head bouncer on Jeremy Kyle.
Wow, that's cool. I mean, you guys are Jeremy Kyle is, I expect.
And every time someone Jeremy Kyle is basically, if Jerry Springer was trailer trash, the people on Jerry Springer would look down on the people on Jeremy Kyle as trailer trash.
Like when Americans try and do like a stereotype of Britain, and they go, instead of like doing the classy British stereotype, they go for really scuzzy like London Cockney stuff.
Right.
They are the sort of people who would exist, and they are on the Jeremy Kyle show. I'm talking about like no teeth, no personal hygiene, arguing over like the stupidest problems. The whole show is fucking rigged. There's like a lie detector, and these idiots like believe it. It's like, well, you do realise that the lie detector isn't in court for a reason, because at best, at worst, it's 60% accurate. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, all it does is monitor stress.
Yeah, and at best, I think it's like 97%. But 97% is not good, because think of all the episodes you have and all the people that go on it. That means like 3 out of every 100 people that go on the show have their wrong results. And that's at best. At best. It goes from 60 to 97. Don't trust your fucking life with that piece of shit, you idiot. Sort out yourself. Dumb fuck. Anyway, a bit of a tangent. So yeah, like the only American shows that we get are usually just on Channel 4, or mostly Channel 4 kind of buys them in, and that's only after they've got really good ratings in America, like what's it called, like Girl, the other one was Zoe Deschanel or whatever.
New
Girl.
Glee, shit like that. That's how shit gets in England.
Basically, Channel 4 have a sub-channel called E4 in Britain, and it's where American sitcoms go to die.
Yeah.
You have it better. You have better.
91210, or where it's called.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Which, speaking of good supernatural shows getting cancelled for shit, Reaper doing better than 90210 in the ratings and got cancelled so they could make more 90210.
Reaper is so good.
Reaper was awesome, yeah. I remember that. I remember having my pancakes watching it, really enjoying it.
Yeah, it got cancelled for 90210.
And
Which
what
was
a
the
fucking
worst of the
cliffhanger.
ratings.
What a fucking cliffhanger.
God
Yeah.
damn it!
Yeah, the episode
I
with
hate
the
that.
table and the flicking and the
Did you guys ever watch Pushing Daisies?
No.
Yes.
No.
Pushing Daisies was fantastic, and that got cancelled. And
It's
it
just-
really annoyed me. Because it was one of those like kind of cutesy, quirky shows, but it got it right.
Right.
And it had like good mysteries and stuff. It was so well stylized, you know. It wasn't like New Girl where they're like, oh, I'm so quirky and stuff. It's like the actual like the sets and like the stories and stuff is like kind of all lends itself to the atmosphere, so it's not contrived or anything. And there's some really like kind of like dark bits as well. But yeah, I think with every show we talk about, we're straying from the fucking original point of Constantine.
Well, I think the moral here is, quite simply, Britain has a message for you Americans. Sort your fucking TV channels out.
Pretty much it.
And we make better shows than you.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about
and
fucking
movies.
ratings and make quality TV.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why good shows don't get ratings. Like,
They're
has
just limited
anyone
to
like
TV though. That's why mainly.
what?
They just keep it to the TV ratings, not anything else. They haven't expanded yet.
It's
Well,
because
it's
most
not
people are
just
stupid.
that.
That's basically
It's
That's
because
one
of,
of
Well, it's because a lot of good, interesting shows are a hard sell to advertisers and are not going to do a big marketing push on a TV show if they're struggling to get advertisers for it.
I tell you what, I think it's like the lowest common denominator is actually the majority in, our countries. And, like, I mean, we're... I sound like a fucking snob now, but because we appreciate the more intellectual stuff. I mean, let's not split hairs about it. I mean, we can all like watch Toy Story and like enjoy kind of like the deeper bits and everything and Up and that.
Yeah.
Like like people watch Minions like Minions.
Nothing more intellectual than Minion Gangbang.
but we ourselves have like moments of weakness where we watch shit, and that's how it gets the views in. It's through the lowest common denominator. And when like better people have a moment of weakness, that sounds incredibly arrogant, but I honestly think that is the truth. You know what I mean? Like I'd happily like sit through a really like kind of like a thinky film. I mean, not pretentious thinky film like I did.
On the Skin.
No, I did watch a really pretentious film the other day. I can't remember what it's called.
Machinist.
Yeah. Machinist is not pretentious. It's just the story is literally not there. It has everything but the story, and it fucks you off. 'Cause it treats you like you've never like heard of this genre before. And you're like, well, I fucking have. I've seen about a billion movies where like there's an imaginary character. Fucking Harvey the Rabbit was doing it in like 20 years ago or whatever.
But basically, what it comes down to is The Machinist is a hipster movie-fied. If The Machinist was a person, it'd be walking around in a Disney mashup t-shirt.
It's not that bad. I would say that Christian Bale is a fucking insane person because he goes from looking on. He does American Psycho, where he has like the body of perfection. Like not being gay, but if I could look like any man and have that body, it would be him in that film because it's fucking beautiful. Ladies, you should watch that film just for him.
And not being gay, but Christian Bale in that film could bum me, yes.
But like, I'm pretty sure I heard that, like,
yeah?
I'm pretty sure I heard he did, The Machinist lost all that weight, then put on like 100 pounds of weight for Batman, and then like fucked his body up.
In 6 months, and it did fuck his body up.
Yeah.
So he goes from that to The Machinist, where he looks like a starving homeless person on the streets of the worst country in the world. He looks fucking horrible. It's actually depressing. And then just 6 months, he goes from that to this really bulky guy in Batman. Like, you're fucking crazy. At least pick better films to fuck your body up in, yeah?
Yeah.
Although American Psycho and Batman was both really good. So. Anyway. So yeah, now we've suitably gone off on a tangent, landed on the planted the flag, and then sailed off for Mars. What do you guys want to do now? We could either talk like maybe one more story, and then go on to George's mini review, or we could just go to George's mini review and the movie of the week.
Let me check. Let's see what's available now. I'm gonna take a look at
most of it's conjectures. Like there's like Angelina Jolie might be directing Captain Marvel.
That's just kind of like. Even if we did talk about that, it would only just like mostly us just going on speculation. Like if something like confirms, then we could like go over like what will come of it. But even then, like it's still hard to explain.
She's done one movie. She's done one movie which was met with
terrible reviews.
Well, not terrible, like mixed reviews. I mean,
Unbroken.
Repetitive. But I mean, like then again, that could be like the script's fault. But as long as it looks kind of. It's really hard to tell with movies sometimes. Like, Jeremy, like what's it called, Guillermo del Toro thingy film. Yeah, like he's got quite a lot of control. We can tell like it's quite a lot of his design. But then other films, it's like the director has no power, and it's just like the producers have all the power and the screenwriting, and the directors are just telling people where to go with the cameras.
Yeah.
Right. I just had a Labyrinth flashback with where you described that.
Yeah, I mentioned it before on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, just at the end, as Sarah's there, like, you have no power over me. David Bowie is a producer turning into an owl.
Alright. Well, actually, I think it's about midnight where I am, so I think we'll probably be done in like another hour. So, George, if you wanted to start your mini review of SpongeBob.
Okay.
And then we'll,
first off,
yeah.
I just want to say, if any of you viewers or listeners are interested, I do have a full review of it that I did on my page called The In-House Critic. If you want to check that out, look it up on Facebook if you want to read that. I'm sorry for this bad.
You can actually post the link in this little showcase thing.
Oh, sure. How do I do that exactly?
In the apps, it's a little tag thing. It says showcase.
Okay, give me a second. How do I? Okay, so I'm getting it right now. Showcase.
This is really professional, guys.
Okay, damn it, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, fuck.
Well,
What a
just
treat.
for reference, that's there.
Well,
Jesus.
I'm sure if you ask nicely, Carson will put a link in the video description.
Yeah, just put a link for it in the description. But if I give my mini thoughts on it, I thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was a pretty good film. I didn't think it was like one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life or anything. But for what it's worth, it did have some funny moments. The animation was really good, especially when you take into account that's the first traditionally animated film in since nearly 4 or 5 years ago with Winnie the Pooh back in Western.
What do you mean traditionally animated? Because I thought most of
I
it was
mean,
CGI.
No, it's not actually. That's one of the biggest things that they don't show you in the marketing. Surprisingly, the CGI bits are only in the third act of the movie. The rest of the 2 acts are just basically like a classic SpongeBob episode in that regard, like a classic animation, classic setup, and stuff like that.
Really
it's
weird.
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot like the first movie. Whereas there's a bit near the end that is entirely live action, but it was still animated characters. But the rest of the movie is still animated, so it counts as an animated film. But overall, if you're a fan of SpongeBob and you really love the earlier seasons in the movie, I think you'll enjoy it. If you're not, then just avoid it and go see something like just nothing out. Just go see Paddington or something like that. But
It's better than later SpongeBob where
One question is
we'll have to get
is
his
the
nails
music
in.
good? Is the music good? Or as good as the first?
kind of. Yes and no.
Oh,
The orchestrations at times can be really good, but the actual songs are just kind of awful.
Wait,
Oh,
wait.
boy.
I have to know this before I go see this film. Do you ever
Okay.
do another Twisted Sister cover?
Yeah.
No. I wish that happened.
Yeah.
No! You're not getting my money now, Nickelodeon. You're not getting it.
But
Goofy. What's it called? Goofy Goober Rock.
Goofy Goober Rock.
oh, yes.
Love that song. Anyway, but overall, I'd say it's worth a matinee at best. I mean, I'm glad I saw it on the. I pay my theater does matinees around for $6, so I got some spare change on me, so I'm going to go saw it. I'd say it's worth checking out if you're a fan of SpongeBob and you're looking for something.
Oh, that's fucking cheap. Do you know how much that is here?
How much?
£4!
Yeah, that's like £4. Do you know how much it cost me to get to the cinema, even with a student discount?
Yeah. How much?
It's like $7.50 at the cheapest. At times it's more like $8.50 or even $9.50. Like pounds,
man.
it is. In dollars, that's like $15 to $20 to watch the film.
Well, shame on you because the movie tickets down here costs $3. Ha!
$3.
Well,
That's a piece of shit cinema, mate. Cockroaches on the wall, pissing in the sea,
yeah, really.
an usher that eats the food that's been left on the floor.
Mexico isn't really all that great economically either, so.
But it has a good
Inflation.
sector, so I'll
You know
take it.
what? You know what, George?
What?
Fuck you with your £4 cinema. I'd rather pay £20 for my big leather recliner, infinite popcorn and free drink.
Okay, you know what I mean? I'd
I'll
rather
pay
spend
for
that money,
Doris seats.
buy a crate of beer, torrent a cunt, and then watch it at home.
If you really want more salt in the wound, Guess how much the 3D show ticket costs?
Oh boy.
Okay. $7?
$6.
$6. Fucking Christ.
So,
You can barely get 2 sodas for that here, but okay.
So in Mexican dollars, isn't that like 50p?
Dude, I spend more money on buying the drinks than the popcorn rather than the tickets itself. So yeah, we get it more easier down here.
Oh, you do.
Well, not. I mean, like, yeah, you get cheaper cinema tickets, and then you got drug cartel. You know.
Yeah. And corruption.
Alright.
To be fair, Jack, depends. Some parts of London you've got the same expensive cinema tickets and drug cartel.
That's
Sometimes running out of the same building.
Yeah.
Not really where I live. So fuck it and suck it.
I shit you not. Near where I live, like about kind of like a mile or so away, there's this newspaper article that said the police had discovered these drug guys that have been burying drugs in the woods, and then like the pickup guy digs them up later. It's kind of a weird thing.
Like squirrels.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's good stuff for you.
As I was saying, like, I thought it was a fun enough film, but my biggest problem with it was definitely its structure. The structure of it isn't. It's hard to explain, but
Let
it's
me
like.
help you because Rob described this movie. It's an extended SpongeBob episode.
Yeah,
Nothing more.
I was gonna say that the first 2/3 of it does feel like an extended episode to it, but it's not like. It feels like almost like 3 different episodes that they were intended to make, but they decided to human centipede them together to make a film. But even then, it's miles better than any of the shit SpongeBob has had in a while now. And with Steven Hillenburg coming back for the show, I believe later this month, or this March, I believe, for the new, I think they're 11 for 12th season, I believe. I feel like there's a hope for the franchise now. It just depends on whether or not the episodes will be any good, but I don't know. But overall, I wouldn't say it's as good as Paddington or Into the Woods as far as family movies go, but I'd say it's worth checking out if you're a SpongeBob fan.
Better than the first movie or not?
Fuck no.
Fuck no.
Oh, okay, good.
No, did you not get that from the fact there's no twisted sister? Clearly.
And no David Hasselhoff.
Oh,
Oh no.
And,
You did just remind me though, George.
yeah.
It's not a Minion Gangbang. It's Minion Centipede.
Honestly, I would take that shit over paying $3 for watching this film.
To be fair, I would actually watch the Minion Centipede.
I would so watch
Probably
that.
6 has to make that movie now.
Movie of the year. Movie of the year. Forget Star Wars. Forget Jurassic World. Forget everything. Movie of the year. Minion Centipede. Oh. Oh, what the hell's wrong with us?
Alright. Oh, fucking hell. So, in preparation for our next segment, Movie of the Week,
Oh, fucking Christ.
out of curiosity, I am watching the trailer for Scooby-Doo 3, The Mystery Begins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you poor bastard.
I just out of curiosity, because, it just looks terrible.
Oh.
What's the fucking
Oh, is that
cast?
the one where they're in high school?
Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah. That was a TV movie. It didn't even get like.
Theatrical release.
Then you're not gonna like that TV movie got a sequel.
To be
And, like-
fair though, of those who've seen both, which was worse? The Mystery Begins or Casper: A Spirited Beginning?
I like the first movie better, I guess.
So a conversation that anybody...
I would say The Mystery Begins. 10 out of 10. What I don't
Boy
get is
say
like
Scooby Doo, where are you?
what?
Or like John would say, Scrappy Doo, where the fuck are you?
Oh yeah, hilarious meme we made.
Alright, let's get into the film, because there is... But...
Do you
movie of the week.
do you want to do a separate?
Oh
show?
yeah, okay. We'll finish this up and then we'll do our movie of the week section. So, this has been the news rounds of the Master Toons podcast.
News round. I get it.
Brit reference. In fact, fun fact, I met the guy who used to present it. You know the it's called like Lion or something. It's got a weird name. Yeah, the black bold guy.
Oh yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
As soon as I said black, you were like, oh, I know that guy. Yeah.
As we know, there's only 3 black guys in Britain, and one of them is Idris Elba.
Yeah, we didn't have like a Morgan Freeman.
The other one's Ainsley Harriott and Lenny Henry.
That is true, yeah. Who the fuck remembers Ainsley Harriott anymore, though?
Nobody.
I do. I get his instant soups.
Oh yeah, he does that. Oh, okay, no shit. Alright, Carson, you do the honours. Thank you for watching our news segment. Be sure to subscribe and send us
and comment.
Send us emails of your personal details
don't do
and
that.
security details.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Send George pictures of your nether regions.
Oh, okay.
Send links to my lazy Sunday. You guys want that?
If Carson did put the link for my page in the description, if you want to check out my shitty ass reviews, give them a look for yourself.
Yeah, they are shitty.
Pretty bad.
Okay. Alright, okay, we'll see you guys in a second then.
See ya.
Yes.